God, this is off to a rough start already.
I'm manifesting.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Intuitive Safe Haven. My name is Rose, and this is the channel where we speak on mindset, manifestation, makeup, and tarot. So if you are interested in any of those topics, please feel free to subscribe and let's build a community together. Also, you can follow me on Instagram as well as TikTok and Twitter. And keep up with all the goings that I am up to on those social media platforms, as well as give me feedback and ideas for videos because I love taking feedback. Anyways, today's video topic is about me manifesting my SP and why I stopped. And this is not to discourage anybody else from manifesting an SP because I want you to get what you want. But my journey is not the same as your journey. So maybe this will give my story and my, experience will give you insight as to why I chose to go a different route, because it seems like everybody on the internet is talking about get your SP, get your shit. Everybody's talking about that. And I feel like, maybe people would be interested in a different perspective on it. So let's get into the video. So also, I will be doing a blue eyeshadow makeup look, and this blue eyeshadow makeup look will be also based on the color blue and spirituality, because blue is such a free and open color. It represents freedom and openness, as well as there are several deities that wear the color blue, which also represent wisdom, loyalty, the ability to communicate, and also introspective journeys. And if you guys don't know what introspective journeys are, I will get into it very soon. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to prime my eyelids with, you guessed it, where is it? Oh, with, you guessed it, Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. All right, so now that we've got our eyelids ashy as hell, let me get a little bit into why I chose the look blue. So for the look blue, the reason behind it is because, I wanted to exude the energy of authority. And the reason I say this is because, I'm in the place in my life right now where, yes, I've been manifesting an SP. I ain't gonna front. I'm not gonna be those people that are just like, oh, I have my SP. No, I don't. I'm fucking single as fuck, and guess what? I am happy. But first, before I continue, let's go in to this blue right here. So before I continue, so the reason I was saying, I stopped manifesting my SP is because, for one, I shouldn't, the way I feel, yes, I believe in law of assumption. I'm real heavy on it, but I shouldn't feel like, I'm trying to conform somebody. It's a lot of energy. That's basically what I'm trying to say is that it is a lot of energy to sit here and to get someone to conform to what you want them to be. Like, I kind of want somebody that is already in that place where I want them to be. I don't want to spend energy, like my spiritual energy, trying to conform them. You know what I mean? Because, it just became draining for me at that time. It became very draining for me, and, I don't enjoy doing life like that. I want someone who's gonna be, I'm not in the business of building a nigga. Okay, he need to come already built for me. And that is why I gave up my SP. Now, I'm not saying that you should, because this is your journey. You deserve to get what you want, but I chose to go about my journey a different way. That's all. But if you want to learn how to manifest an SP, I can tell you how to do that because I've done it several times. But another reason for the color blue in this look is because, it represents wisdom. And, I have really been seeking a lot of wisdom in regards to like what I should be doing with my life right now, as well as, you know, introspective journeys. And I did mention introspective journeys earlier, so let me get into that. I have been fully aware of like basically who I am, the emotions that I experience, and, you know, challenges that my mind faces throughout my life. So I've been pretty, you know, I've been really digging deep within myself to really be fully aware. And that's pretty much what an introspective journey is. So, you know, it's just about, you know, your preferences and what you choose to do with your life. Life is what you create it, and your mind creates your life. All right. So now that we got this going on, let's add in another color. So I am going to take the same brush. I'm going to take this same brush, and I'm going to go into this darker blue right here, and we're gonna go into the socket a little more sharply. So a lot of deities wear the color blue or have blue in them. The first one I want to get into is, you know, the Norse God Odin. You know, because of the symbolism behind the color blue and spirituality, it's said that, you know, it represents wisdom and nobility and bravery. And because Odin was a symbol to the Norse, you know, blue was what he wore in his cape. I'm not really big on, you know, Norse mythology, but that's, as far as I know, is like a deity that wears the color blue. Now, as far as in the Yoruba culture, I'm a little bit more familiar with it, but not fully versed. In the Yoruba culture, the goddess, I always have trouble saying her name, Yemea. She is the goddess of the ocean and open skies, open seas, you know, and she wears a lot of blue, and there is a lot of blue in, you know, the things that she wears and does. Like, her color is blue. So I'm just kind of fanning this out a little bit just to see where it goes. You know, we're just playing with this right now. You know, the color blue, as far as like symbolism, has even adapted to, you know, pop culture. A lot of, you know, superheroes and figures of bravery, they wear the color blue. Police officers, but I don't know how y'all feel about police officers, so we ain't gonna get too deep into that. Superman, Supergirl, you know, other superheroes like that, you know, Captain America, they wear the color blue, and there's a lot of symbolism between that. But also, let's get into another important topic. But first, now that I got this going on, it's time to kind of fade this part out and then cut this out. So what I'm gonna do first is I am going to grab my one size fits all concealer, and I'm just gonna kind of swatch this here, and I'm gonna grab this little flat brush here. We're gonna paint that like that so we can get more of a precision. We're kind of negating some of this blue that I dragged up there because obviously it looks a little too much for me. Yeah, we're gonna do a half moon cut crease for this one today because we're gonna blend this all the way out to the side. So yeah, let's do a half moon cut crease. Let's do that shit. All right, now that we've cut our crease, let's get back into this blue here, and we're gonna kind of pull this dark blue over to the corner real quick, just to add a little more depth. And so we're just gonna go in here like this. Now that we're finished off with this, I am going to dip into the Juvia's Place Magic Mini palette. And I am going to grab this blue here. And yeah, this blue here, and we're gonna deepen the outer corners. My whole idea for this makeup look is to kind of represent expressing myself, especially about the inner wisdom that I've learned, you know, things that I've learned along my way, especially with dealing with manifesting, because I feel like, you know, we try to manifest all these things, but I think we forget about the educational part of the journey. So yeah, so manifesting my SP. This was an interesting process because at first when I began manifesting my SP, you know, it was mainly like, you know, I want him, you know, I don't see nobody else but him, I'm so in love with him, and it was everything about him. You know, the more and more I began manifesting and learning more about, you know, manifesting a person through law of assumption, you know, the more and more I started realizing, man, it's not even about him at all. You know, it's more about me. It's more about me and what I want, you know. And yes, when you're manifesting your SP, you know, you should not view them as, you know, the old version of themselves, especially if you're trying to manifest a new version of them. You should not view them as the old version of, you know, them. But, you know, the more the 3D hit and the more I paid attention to it, it was a lot harder and harder. So what I had to do was I had to take a step back from manifesting him. And I had to work on other things. So if you're trying to manifest a person and you become completely obsessed with this person, you need to find something that is outside of that person to focus on, like yourself, because ain't nothing more important than having a good self-concept. It's all about you. And this was something that I learned. So as I was saying, you know, I had to learn that everything should have not been about this SP. And once I started, you know, manifesting more things for myself and investing more of my energy into myself, I kind of realized, man, I'm a bad motherfucker, man. Like, I'm a bad motherfucker. Like, I'm really gorgeous, and men should see that, and men should see my worth. And that's what I encourage everyone, or every woman or man, whatever. This video is for everyone. I encourage everyone to see their value before you go manifesting somebody and trying to conform them. Because if your self-esteem and your self-concept is up here, why would you want to put all your energy trying to bring somebody from the bottom up here? Like, that's a lot of work. It's easier, and this is why I stopped manifesting my SP, because, you know, it's a lot of energy reaching down and trying to find, you know, that person and then bring them, and it's a lot of energy pulling them up. Why would I do that when I can just, you know, raise myself up here and find someone who's right here too? Like, it's an easy stroll. Like, walking uphill is a lot harder than walking on even ground, right? So that's one of the reasons why I stopped. But in order for you to manifest your SP, you need to have this high self-concept of yourself regardless, because, you know, they see that, like, they feel that. And if they know that you are a high standard ass motherfucker, they're not going to treat you any kind of way. They're not going to treat you any kind of way because they know you won't tolerate that. So they will conform to that. You can only tolerate what you allow a person to do to you. And that is real. That is the realest shit ever. So when you guys are manifesting your SP and they're treating you like dog shit and they're not answering, and man, don't pay that shit no mind. You know why? Because guess what? At the end of the day, they're gonna conform, because they're gonna be like, oh well, I can't hit this person up for nothing. I can't hit them up for dry sex, you know, because come on, yet some of y'all SPs do got dry sex. Like, don't sit here in front like y'all don't know, because y'all know. But they're not gonna be sitting here disrespecting y'all and doing any kind of thing to y'all because you have high self-concept. And they know you're not gonna tolerate that bullshit. So, you know, y'all need to get y'all SPs in check. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, don't pay attention to what they doing. Stop following them on social media, man, because they gonna start following you and seeing what you up to. You just gotta give that shit time and be persistent. That's another key thing in manifesting. And I say this in every video. You gotta be persistent. But while I'm going through that, first, let me explain what I'm doing. So I'm going back in with this light blue and I'm putting it in the inner corners because we gonna freak this shit. Watch, we gonna freak this shit and y'all gonna be like, ooh, this blue makeup look good. But anyways, while we're doing that, yes, stop letting these men, women treat you any kind of way, because it's bullshit and you deserve better. It's bullshit and you deserve better, man. We ain't finna end this year with our head, you know, in someone else's ass. No, if we're gonna have our head in an ass, it's gonna be our own ass, because our own ass is the fucking greatest. That part. Okay. Now I am going to go into my Sheen Denim Reboot palette, and we're gonna take this iridescent color here and put it in the center of the halo. Ooh, got a lot of blue fallout from that one. But anyways, yes, ladies, please value yourselves, value your hearts, value your bodies. And this is not just for ladies, this is for the gents too, because some of y'all women be doing some shady ass shit. So we don't need that in the intuitive safe haven. But anyways, let's finish off this makeup look so that I can take pictures and feel good about myself, because that's what we all about. We all about taking pictures and feeling good about ourselves. All right, so now that we've got our shadow on, I'm gonna take this blue eyeliner. It's called the Color Crush by Sheen, and I'm going to highlight the half moon and kind of give it a more sharper look. All right, so now that we got the eyeliner on, it's time to do the face. So what I'm gonna start with is my Fenty Pro Filter Soft Matte Primer. We're gonna slap this on our face. Then we're gonna finish off with the Fenty Pro Filter Foundation. We're gonna finish off with the Fenty Pro Filter Foundation in the color 360, because that's my shade. Because we doing 360s up in this bitch. We gonna have people doing 360s up in this bitch. But anyways. All right, now that we got the base on, let's start with the contour. I'm going to be contouring with the Naked Shapeshifter palette. So let's get into contouring. I'm going to contour my face with this shade right here. And we're just gonna hit them cheeks. Hit the cheeks with the contour. Alright, you want your cheekbones to sit as high as possible when contouring. You want to look like you're constantly emaciated. Alright, so now that we've got contouring out the way, we are going to apply some blush. I am going in with the Fenty Cream Blush in Daiquiri Dip. So I'm just going to take my little fingy, and then we are going to dab some rouge on our cheeks. Yes, let's rouge it up. Now that I'm done with that, we are going to do our eyebrows. Yes, I'm going to take my Kiss New York Professional eyebrow pencil, and I'm just going to draw my little eyebrows in. We're just going to draw them in. Alright, eyebrow 1 is done. After we've done that, I kind of want to get into some highlighter. So I'm going to go use my go-to. It is the Benefit Cookie Highlighter. And we are just going to highlight some areas with my good old fan brush. And we're just going to hit right up here. Hit right here. I'm going to be going in with my Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0. And we're going to be outlining our lips. Okay, now that we're done lining the lips, I'm going to take my Nars Liquid Lip Pigment, my Nars Liquid Lip Pigment in the color Bad Guy. Yeah, Bad Guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start applying it on my lips and then kind of blending it in to create an ombre effect. So let's do this. Now that we're done with that, let's put some HD powder on there. Yes, we're going to map this out. Video, and please, if you made it this far, please consider liking and subscribing. You know, I want to build a community of fabulous spiritualists that are just into self-confidence, self-love, and learning more about yourself and your own journey, as well as tarot and, you know, makeup, because, you know, who says you can't be spiritual and be fabulous too? So also, follow me on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. Yes, we are on all platforms. Check me out. I love feedback from you guys, and I love to build a community. And again, you know, I stopped manifesting my SP because, you know, I realized my self-worth. And it's all that there is to it. Once you realize your self-worth, everything starts coming to you, including your SP. So please, ladies, you know, gentlemen, have a high self-worth. You know, don't let people treat you, and don't tolerate anything that you don't want in your reality, because reality is what we make it. And if we allow these things into our reality, they will keep reflecting back onto us. So with that being said, I will drop more manifesting beats in my other videos. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you enjoyed this look, and I will see you on the next video.